my answer is it's about the relationships. Those things don't matter. And case in point, with Andrew, which I never really thought about it like this, but this is before I did an interview with him. It was before, obviously, because I didn't do an interview, the interview, there's nothing live, so there's no downloads or subscribers or anything. So it's not predicated, the ROI is not predicated on downloads and subscribers. When we're talking a B2B podcast, it's just the relationships when you're communicating. That could be via text or email or phone. So that happened just via email, trying to get him on the show.
And I think that kind of resonated with me because the podcast for me hasn't been it's not a revenue earner. We don't sell ads on the show. We don't, but when we survey our pipeline, I shouldn't say everybody, but I would say, I think the last time it was 80% of people that bought from us had listened to the show ahead of time. And that's one part of it. But the other part is, especially now that I'm remote, I've always been in Vancouver. I have no desire to leave Vancouver. I really like it here. But the access that a podcast has been able to give me to all of these folks, and I've been able to talk to some of the most interesting people in revenue, some of my favorite revenue leaders I've met through the show. I've had a chance to sit down and talk with them and interview them and pick their brain and learn from them. And one, the learning is tremendous, but two, just the ability to have had a conversation with them and then establish a relationship. So now when I go to Chicago, I know to hit up Jeremy. When I go to San Francisco, I have a group of folks to hit up. And when I reach out to founders, right, I have an audience that I can, one, I enjoy their content. I get a chance to connect and I get to meet people that I wouldn't have had a chance of bumping into in the streets here in Vancouver or in a co-working space or in an accelerator.
100%. I would say, Colin, by definition, I'm extroverted because I gain energy from being around people. But if you look at me in a group setting, I'm introverted in nature because I'm just sitting back. And the way if I'm going to a conference or something like that, what I like to do, because I'm better one-on-one, is I will look at some of the speakers or exhibitors and sponsors and have them on the show and form a relationship with them. So when I go there, I have those actual relationships and I don't feel like I have to be a wallflower and stay on the wall, but I know people. So I've gone into conferences where I didn't know anyone in the industry or really anyone. And I spent 6 months having people. So I remember Brian Kurtz, who's friend, mentor, colleague. I don't know if Brian, he runs a Titans group, but a lot of direct response marketers, copywriters. And I was going to his Titans event. I had him on the show and, had some of the speakers and some of the people, I knew who were attending. And by the time I got there, I didn't know the speakers previous to having on the podcast, but it was interesting. There were several times where there was a line of people waiting to talk to the speaker. And the person saw me, beelined it around all the people waiting, came up, gave me a hug, and went back to the front of line, the receiving line of people asking questions. So it's just a powerful, like you said, relationship builder, but it helped me to realize, okay, what are my strengths and weaknesses and focus in making those relationships before I even get there.